Okay, Norway Italy has just concluded the first quarter final at the Women's Euros in Switzerland in front of a packed stadium in Geneva. Italy have won 2-1. All the action happens in the second half. The first half was a bit cagey at times, although Italy were the better side. They were better in possession, they played more as a team. Norway were playing as individuals in the first half, and Norway defensively couldn't stop the crosses. Real big weakness, a lot of crosses. Didn't have a shot on target. Italy had several shots, two on target. I think five attempts on goal in the first half. Could they have taken advantage of that? Probably they should have. But it was a bit of a cagey first half. But Italy controlled the tempo and the possession. And Norway, I don't know how they've made it out of the group stage because they played very poorly at times. Defensively, they've been very, very poor and disorganised. But it was 0-0 at half time. It's the second half where all the fun happens. So Norway can't stop crosses, and it's a cross for Girelli's sniper's finish. Really, it all happened at the beginning of the second half. Girelli gets her first goal on 50 minutes, and that is a cheeky tap in. But they also have a goal ruled offside on 53 minutes. Norway couldn't defend that, and the goalkeeper couldn't shoot do better with the offside goal. And you're thinking Italy could rip Norway to pieces at this point. They've exploded at the start of the second half. And Norway look shell shocked. But it takes them going a goal down for Norway to start playing as a team rather than a team of individuals. Now, within 8 minutes of Italy's goal, there is the penalty. Now, I'm surprised VAR didn't, call it offside. They did have a lengthy penalty check. It's given as a penalty, but we have seen them call back as offside. Hegerberg steps up after a while and misses. That's her second penalty miss of the tournament. Now, Juliana, the goalkeeper, goes the right way, and if it had been on target, it would have been saved. But that was the second penalty miss Hegerberg has had in the tournament. She had one in the group stage. She's had one in this game, which I think has proven crucial. Because I think if that penalty goes in, I think Norway would have probably gone on to win the game. She does get her equaliser on 66 minutes from a hopeful long ball. It is route one. And the Italian goalkeeper, Giuliani, makes a bit of a mess of that. Should be more assertive. But Hegerberg scores the goal, and at this point, Italy are on the back foot. They've looked like they've spent all their energy in the first half and at the beginning of the second half. They can't get out of their half. And Norway are starting to play as a team. And Norway can't get another shot on target. They can't hit the target. They are creating opportunities, cannot hit the target. And that came back to bite them a little bit. Italy, obviously, overall, I think were the better side. And it comes from another cross that is not shut down, and it's Cantore who created both goals. And that cross for the goal, for Girelli's second goal, that's a brilliant header, by the way. The Norwegian defending is very passive. They allow the cross to come in, and it's the run. It's Girelli's run. It's a brilliant header in off the bar. And in women's football, she's scored the most headers in the top 5 leagues in Europe. And there's no one picking up the run. There's no one from midfield picking up the run. Ghosts in between two defenders, and it's a bullet of a header, beats the goalkeeper in off the bottom of the bar. And I think Norway have them were their own worst enemy. How they, in the 2 games out of the 3 I saw them in the group, they weren't really setting the world on fire. And this is coming off the back of the last Euros where they were shocking, including that 8-0 defeat to England. I mean, this is the best I've seen Italy play in the tournament. So they've saved their best for the knockout stages, which is a good sign for them. And if England or Sweden get through, it's going to be an interesting, tough test. They do play with a very balanced style. They do like to get crosses in. They don't play necessarily with one out and out forward player, although Girelli is the out and out forward. They do like to get the ball into the wide areas. They also are good with the tight passing triangles, and they're pretty well structured. And when they do turn the ball over, defensively there is that desperation there. and I think they deserved it. I think they were the better side over the 90 minutes. I mean, that goal right at the death by Girelli, I think that summed up Italy's tournament so far, and it's also summed up Norway a little bit. Norway have to go behind to start playing, but missing that penalty and then only having the one shot on target when the opposition are having multiple shots on target is not going to win you games. And defensively, Norway have looked poor throughout the tournament, even though they've won their previous 3 games in the group stages. They haven't looked great defensively. They've been exposed. And I think Italy, learnt a little bit from their group stage games. They tweaked the lineup and sort of tweaked their formation a little bit. But I think potentially a weakness with Italy is also the timing of their substitutions, because they were looking like they were spent after about 66 minutes. They looked exhausted. So maybe they need to pace themselves a little bit better, but that was their best performance, and Norway just haven't been good enough in recent major tournaments. And defensively, they have been shocking in recent major tournaments, and Hegerberg missing 2 penalties is not going to help their cause. And they were on top halfway through the second half and couldn't hit the target, and that's cost them as well, as they've been wasteful in front of goal, which is troubling considering they scored quite well in the group stages. But defensively, they've been exposed in every game they've played in, and they are deservedly out. So there we go. Italy 2-1 winners in the first quarter-final. Sweden-England is the second quarter-final tomorrow evening. I'm really looking forward to that. 2 sides that can score goals. That could be very high scoring. That's 2 sides that have a lot of attacking threat and do like to get the ball into the wide areas and ping crosses into the box, and also are quite happy to take runs at defenders and with the ball at feet. So we could see a lot of action in the second quarter final tomorrow night. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on the game in the comments section below. I'll have some more content for you all very, very soon.